You got to invest in yourself so that you can invest in others. You cannot give what you do not have. My life changed in a breakfast conversation in Lancaster, Ohio at a Holiday Inn, when one of my mentors, Kurt Kampmeyer, asked me one morning, "What is your personal growth plan?" I had none. It was the first time the subject was ever introduced to me. And I was really embarrassed. You know, when I was a young leader, I got embarrassed because I thought I should always have the answers, which is not possible. And so I tried to, when he asked me about my growth plan, I tried to fake it. Have you ever tried to fake it till you make it? I tried to fake it, but I didn't make it. And I told him how hard I worked and how I loved my work, and I just did stuff. And he listened quietly for a minute or two, understanding that I had no clue. And finally, just like a plane circling an airfield, finally I had nothing else to say, and so I landed the sucker. And as soon as I landed, he looked at me. He said, "You don't have a growth plan, do you?" and I said, "No, I don't. I don't have a growth plan." And then he said the words that changed my life. I can tell you in less than 5 times did anybody say words that changed my life, but this was one of the times. He said, "Growth is not automatic, John. You will not automatically grow and get better. If you're going to grow, you're going to have to be intentional in your growth plan." Now, I didn't know how to have a growth plan, Mark. I knew nothing. I went to all my friends and asked them if they had a growth plan. And I would say over the next 4 or 5 months, I asked 300 of my friends, "Do you have a growth plan? Do you have a growth plan?" And nobody had a growth plan. And then it all of a sudden began to, I understood, if this is so vital and important to your life and success and significance, then why don't we have a growth plan? And so I had no clue how to have one. And so I saw an ad from Waco, Texas, Success Motivation Institute. And they had a kit. They had a kit, and we have it here with us, right here. This is an old kit here. This is it. This was my personal success planner from Paul Meyer, Success Motivation Institute, and it cost $700. And I didn't have $700. I mean, this is back when Margaret was teaching, I was pastoring, and we didn't have any money, and no credit cards. And so literally we developed a plan for 6 months. This was 1 month of my salary right here. And I said, wow, I have to get started. I don't know how to get started. So for 6 months we saved up, and I bought this. If you would go to my home office, you would see this growth plan in my office. I visually look at it every day because it reminds me it was the first day that I ever invested in myself. And I'm going to tell you right now, the first investment you have to make is in you. That's not selfish. If you're on a plane, what do they say? In case of an emergency, if the oxygen mask comes down, what do they tell you to do? Put it on yourself first. If you have a child, an elderly person, put it on yourself and then put it on the child. Where are they saying? You got to take care of yourself so you can take care of someone else. You got to invest in yourself so that you can invest in others. You cannot give what you do not have. And I watch people all the time pathetically try to pass on what they've never received themselves. And so I got this plan. It's become a beautiful, beautiful thing in my life. I spent $700 on this plan, Mark, and this plan literally has returned millions of dollars to me. And you say, wow, that plan returned millions of dollars. Yes, because don't miss this, because this was the day I invested in myself. And when I invested in myself, I expanded myself. And when I expanded myself, I continued to help others and invest more in myself. This is the plan that got me going. The question I would ask you today is, what's your plan to get going? Because once you get going in personal growth, it begins to be awesome what you're able to experience.